Today is a beautiful day and we're back at Community Kitchen. Today we're going to do our third soup, and it's going to be a bit different because today we're going to add meat to our soup. So we're going to have a good source of protein for the meat. This is going to be a beef, cabbage, mixed veggie soup. I had extra beef that I froze that I didn't use up for a meal. So I put it there intentionally thinking I could turn this into a soup, and we will today. And I think I have most of my vegetables ready. Like I'm gonna put 2 onions, 3 carrots, a couple of parsnip because I found them in my fridge. So whatever vegetable in your fridge, you could have added pepper. I don't have one right now, but celery. I have cabbage. I have 2 types of cabbage. This is the more normal cabbage. I just have like the little bit end of it from using it in salads. I'll use up whatever's not the core. And I also have the Napa cabbage, which is a bit different, but still I can use that. I'm gonna add some diced tomatoes and some rice eventually. So this is gonna be one meal dish soup where you have your veggies, your protein, a bit of extra carbs here, and the spicing. I had leftover thyme and rosemary from preparing the turkey last week, so I'm gonna add this. Also got pepper, salt, oregano, and some bit of chili. So for the liquid, I'm gonna have some broth. If you don't have box broth or canned broth, you can always use cubes, flavoring cubes with water. I'm gonna mix beef and chicken because I find just beef sometimes it's too beefy. I like a little bit of the chicken brings a bit more lightness in the flavor and balances out as far as I'm concerned. I'm gonna go ahead and prepare all my veggies. I want them to be kind of small because this is not gonna be puree. It's just gonna be the size that I'm gonna be spooning it. So I'm gonna recut my beef, which is in strips. So some of it is fine, but I might have to cut a little bit. And everything else is gonna be chopped and diced. Get chopping. Get chopping. This is thyme. Just using the leaves. And this is a bit of rosemary. Gonna add some here. So we got onions and garlic in here, carrot, celery, and parsnip. If you don't know what parsnip is, it's like a carrot, but it's sweeter. Looks almost same, and it's whiter. And I have cabbage here, herb, chopped up meat. Olive oil in my hot pot. This is pretty hot. It's been warming up for a while. Gonna add. I'm going to reduce my heat to about medium-low. I don't want the vegetables to brown. I just want them to sweat, so lose some of their moisture and become translucent. That's in most soup, that's what I would be looking for. Sweating the vegetables, not caramelizing. Unless I'm doing French onion soup, which makes me think maybe I should next time. Who knows? Vote for the soup you want to see me make. All right. I think I'll add a bit more oil because this is a big pot. Olive oil is a good source of unsaturated oil. I was studying fast yesterday, so. Now I'm adding the other carrot, celery, parsnip. Gotta let that sweat for a bit. Add the herbs right now so that it cooks a little bit. So I got thyme and oregano. This is gonna be a big pot. Like, you know, like at home you're probably not gonna do that much. So I'm using a lot of herb. I'm gonna leave it at that, let it warm up. I had a bit of an interruption, so I have to wait for everything to come up to in temperature. It's starting to warm up. Alright. Gonna add the meat. The tomatoes. If you don't like having tomato chunks, just add tomato juice. I like the tomatoes in the beef. It cuts that flavor with a bit of acidity and kind of contrasting. I think the acidity is necessary. Adding my cabbage. And adding the broth. So I need to add to this soup probably another full liter of water. I'm gonna cover this, jack up the temperature, bring it to a boil before I do anything else to it. So the soup is bubbling away. I reduced the heat a little bit and we'll let that go for probably half an hour. I really want to get out of all the vegetable, the flavor. Reduce this a little bit and let it simmer. Good. This has been cooking for about an hour, somewhat. I'm gonna add, to make it a full meal, I'm gonna add a bit of carbs, like half a cup of rice for this whole pot, which is not a whole lot, but it's gonna add a little bit more substance. And I'm gonna let it cook a bit more till this cooks and it'll be ready. So this is pretty easy. And use the leftovers veggies you have in your fridge. You could add mushroom, peppers, sweet potatoes. So you have a base of veggies, some meat, and broth and a bit of carbs. Like you could have pasta or potatoes instead of rice. That all works. Alright, this is what it looks like. Pretty good. Doo-doo.